first fight was one of the best fights we've ever seen in British boxing history.
What sort of memories are starting to flood back from that night in April?
Brings back some good memories. Memories of the reception. Some good memories. But I lost.
We can't forget how violent, how taxing, and how physically enduring the first fight was.
My job was to go in there and beat him up, which you could say I'd done, put him in hospital for 3 days.
This is an opportunity for Conor Benn to wipe out that defeat on his record.
Yeah, I want the revenge, man. I want my revenge.
Ready?
You're going on like you won.
He had all 10 toenails, have it?
You understand you lost, right?
Prick. I watched it back once. Took me a lot of courage to build up to watch it back. There was a lot more to it than just jumping in the ring and having a fight that night. You know, I fought a lot of demons that night. You gotta remember, for me, the fight was, well, it was almost 3 years today where I had fought back on British soil. There was tensions running high, emotions running high. Yeah, there was a lot going on, not just the fight, it was the occasion, it was the event, it was the magnitude, it was going up in 2 weights.
Have a look at this, he's here!
The scenes were incredible. The whole stadium erupted. And then I just looked at His Excellency and he just gave me a little wink. I mean, his dad is a legend of British boxing. It was one of the biggest fights in the history of British boxing, and you should be there to watch your son. So for them, I was quite pleased, but you know, it probably took Conor a couple of minutes just to digest it, accept it, and then start preparing for war.
Yeah, we still have to walk that lonely road. Yeah, we still have to deliver. Yeah, we still have to not fold under pressure. But ultimately, we are where we are because of our dads. We had a leg up in life.
You got to share a really special moment that our cameras picked up with your dad on your ring walk.
Love you, bro. I love him, man.
It was a moment to sort of really pay homage and respect to my dad for paving this way for me, for trusting me and allowing me to carry on his legacy, for him to just be there and experience that moment for me, a moment we will never forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
I think in the first fight, Conor really fought off emotion a lot of the time. Listen, we can't complain because he gave us one of the great fights in the history of British boxing. But he could have been smarter in there. You know, he didn't show all of his boxing fundamentals and skill. What he showed was unbelievable toughness, great speed, great engine, great chin. But there's so much more he can show, and I think this time around he can be a little bit more composed.
I weren't concerned coming back to the corner whether I'd won the round or lost the round. I was coming back to the corner simply phase where I just wanted to inflict damage on him, which you could say I'd done by, as I said, putting him in hospital for 3 days. And that was my job, was to go in there and beat him up.
Junior celebrates, Ben puts his hands up.
He underestimated me, I underestimated him. I thought he was finished. But clearly, heart carried him through. It weren't a robbery. The best man won on the night, so credit to Chris.
The fathers did it twice. Is that something now you want to go get back?
I believe... Yeah, I want the revenge, man. I want my revenge.
When we finished that night, His Excellency announced the date of September 27th. You know, it was a fight that left both men in hospital, Chris Eubank, for several days. At his age and his position in his career, do you want to go to the well once more? And he appears to be ready to go there again. He's going to have to go even deeper this time into the well. We're not taking this fight for any other reason other than revenge and to settle the score.
What did you gather was the reason why Chris couldn't make that date?
Chris just messes around, but I'll find out today when I ask him.
Conor Benn was ready to go, not just September 20th, August 20th, July 20th. He was ready to go a week later, and he remains ready.
It hits different when you're getting up in the cold. It hits different when you're training in the rain. It's just a little bit more grueling. I want to feel it. I want to feel the magnitude, I want to feel the energy, I want to be here on British soil doing my camp here.
No one occasion, one event for British boxing, so I'm sitting here, standing here, just going. Yeah. Well done to Chris.
Yeah, I know it does.
Well done to Chris, because we did that.
It does feel different.
Do you know what I mean? It takes two to tango, and yeah, he was my dancing partner. No one else could have done that but him in there.
When was the last time you actually saw Chris Eubank in person?
Last time I saw Junior in person was fight night.
You obviously both went to hospital. He was there obviously longer.
He was in hospital with me.
Did you speak to each other in that moment?
No.
Here we go again.
Listen, no doubt he's going to try his antics, talk about eggs, talk about the failed tests. Whatever it is he wants to speak about, it's old. Prick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Eubank Jr.
He's used to it now. You know, you have to put up with the nonsense of Chris Eubank Jr. and, you know, he's a guy that loves to play the victim.
They did everything they could to try and destroy me in this last fight. Rehydration clauses, sabotage weigh-in, biased commentary and refereeing. Oh my God. The list goes on, it's endless.
It's the only leverage he's got. The reality is he didn't document making 160 twice for the Smith fight. And that was including when he got knocked out. He made no excuse in the weight.
After the fight, I was actually so dehydrated that one of the toenails on my big toe fell off. It actually fell off. It's grown back about halfway now. But anyway, I'm in this ambulance.
Jesus, it's not a toenail.
I'm in the ambulance. And
the weight wasn't an issue in negotiations after the first fight. It wasn't an issue brought up or mentioned. So, listen, the whole game is to push a narrative, and the narrative he pushed was really well. I'll rate it.
Well, Chris, shut up, mate.
You know, this was the first time in my life that I've ever seen a fighter lose and then go on some type of victory tour. You're going on like you won. You do understand you lost, right?
Do you want me to finish? He had all 10 toenails,
You do understand you lost, right?
Now he's had the chance to fight at that weight, he's had the experience, he's got that activity. He'll be smarter, he'll be sharper this time, and I believe he'll do the business.
Final prediction, I ain't going to go in there and try and render him unconscious as much as I'd love to. I'm going to go in there and be disciplined in there.
Again, the parliamentary will be the procedure.
The master up, Chris, didn't you?
The master.
It doesn't matter what version you should expect, I just want Chris to turn up the best.
I see Conor Benn winning this fight with a much better, cleaner performance.
I just expect an exciting fight, and I want to thank every single one of you, because this fight wouldn't be what the fight is about to support the public, who have supported my dad, who have supported Senior. You know, it's generational.